Hello, I am Shanahan, joined by S. Sounder here commentating the medium games finals between Kubu and Koehni868686, I believe is how it's pronounced in German.
Excellent, good work. Yes, Medium Games 10 finals. It is the big day, the big game, the big match. We need like Michael Buffer to do our intro for us. Do you think we could fit that into the Medium Games budget?
I think he charges like 50 grand in appearance, so
Maybe a little over our budget then?
yeah. So we just have an entire row of trashers, it looks like, at the bottom of
Yeah,
this
really.
kingdom.
Yeah, there doesn't look like there's going to be a problem thinning, is there? Would you go like Amulet Steward on the open?
Um,
When you got Bonfire too.
yeah, it continues all the way outside the kingdom into the card-shaped objects. Um, I can believe in Bonfire Steward.
Yeah.
And then you just playing with a bunch of spices. The only concern I have is pirate ship with that deck. Can the pirate ship deck get online pretty quickly and then trash all your spices? And you can even like get a band of misfits and then play that as, like a 5-2 here. I would probably just get band of misfits. Oh no, I would Stonemason for 2-3s. Never mind. But yeah, you could get a band of misfits and sometimes play it as pirate ship, sometimes play it as something else.
Yeah.
So I think you're opening with a bonfire. DZ, are you suggesting that Cooney trashes at the necropolis as well on that opening, or
Oh yeah, that's true. If you play the Necropolis, you can trash it with Bonfire, can't you?
seal the necropolis? Gotcha. They're suggesting sealing the necropolis.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
So you seal the necropolis, top deck an amulet, and then you play the amulet and bonfire, and you're like completely thin on turn 3.
Oh yeah, that's good. I didn't realize how good that. Yeah, being able to seal on turn one is pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not that fast of a kingdom. I don't know if it's game winningly swingy, but yeah, it certainly seems nice to be able to seal on turn 1 and top deck your Steward amulet, the card that you want. Amulet amulet works. Amulet works on turn 2. You can amulet and bonfire. You can't Steward trash and bonfire on the same turn. Um, is one issue that you have here.
Yeah.
Because the bottom 5 cards are 4 coppers and Overgrown Estate. So if you draw the Overgrown Estate, Amulet can trash that, and then you'll have 4 coppers you can trash too. And if you don't draw the Overgrown Estate, then you trash a copper and trash 2. So
Kubu doing the right thing, doing the Bonfire on turn one, so then they can top deck something
yeah,
if they're into them.
yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. Kubo I think could go in for the Steward already, because they're not as worried about needing to get a bonfire off, because they've already bonfired. So I can believe in any one of the 3 of Amulet, Steward, and Forager. So I'm really concerned about pirate ship. I know this is weird. I'm really concerned about pirate ship here because the deck gets so thin so quickly, and you can have it Crossroads and 2 pirate ships, and all of a sudden, you're getting an attack in every turn, and you've got to find some source of payload that's not treasures, which I guess is giants.
Yeah, which is
Um,
normally not good, and I don't think all that great on this board either. It's drawing deck is going to be a struggle.
yeah. And the pirate ship deck plays with Crossroads, so it can absorb green somewhat reasonably. Um, I think I think you kind of have to play it by ear and see what your opponent does. I'm just very, very concerned that my opponent's going to get pirate ships, and I'm going to try to get a bunch of spices, and they're just going to trash them all, and then have 8 coin pirate ships, and they province every turn, and I don't have any response to that. So, um, this is not like a trivial kingdom to figure out what we're doing in.
Yeah, Kubu electing the second bonfire there. That's interesting. They just have these three coppers. I mean, I guess they can
They can gain a silver off of Amulet.
win silver from Amulet. They could even buy another silver here.
Yeah, I mean, the transition here between, I mean, this is just good. Both players are doing similar things. This is a good kingdom for getting really thin really fast. But, you know, if Pirate Ship wasn't here, I would think, oh, then now I just buy spices 5-6 turns in a row and then Province.
Yeah.
But with Pirate Ship around, that gets really sad really quickly. So, and you're right, Giant I would completely ignore in that deck. I think I just get spices over Giant every time. But again, if my opponent's getting a Pirate Ship, then I'm quite concerned.
Yeah, that's interesting. There aren't too many boards where pirate ship is something to fear, but
Yeah, I encountered Pirate Ship capitalism in a ladder game this week.
yeah, the ship capitalism combo, of course.
Where we just, and I ended up trashing all 5 of their pirate ships, and they trashed 4 of mine, so I was the only one left of the pirate ship, and they just resigned because
Not much else to do. Yeah.
all of their stuff, all of their actions are now, all of their actions are now treasures, so I can just trash a treasure every turn and then continue to build myself.
Wipe the deck out. Yeah. This has got to be are they doing the pirate ship? Okay.
Yeah, so the way we counter this is we trash all of our own treasures, and then we add giants for payload. That's the way we counter this. So, like, as Koehni here, I would just Bonfire 2 coppers this turn. And maybe their pirate ship hits 1 treasure, and then I'm going to add giants. And if I see them respond by adding more treasures to their deck, then I'm going to add pirate ships myself. And if not, I'm just going to build a deck with a couple of Crossroads and a couple of giants and try to green that way. Maybe that deck can play with Steward as well.
Much. Yeah, they're transitioning to the giants.
I think that's just...
Bonfire, though. Is it too early to pick up the giant?
I mean, the pirate ship's going to get... You kind of want to, you know, get the pirate ship where it's not 3. So if Kubu can get the pirate ship to 3, you know, it's a terminal gold, which is the same as what Giant is basically, right? Giant is generating 1 or 5. So on average, Giant is a gold. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's all right. Maybe well, and Koehni didn't draw the Necropolis here. The silver got trashed, so like they're gonna have these 2 coppers. So like there are some issues that their deck is gonna have.
It could, and they do Bonfire. Yeah. So this pirate ship's gonna miss then.
Yeah. And it may never hit again, this pirate ship, because Koehni may trash all of their coppers. They can even do it here.
If they take Amulet coin, they can Bonfire, and that's all their treasures.
Yeah, and then Giant is on the right sides. They can play Giant for 5 next turn, buy a band of Misfits or whatnot. You know, the pirate ship's going to be pretty sad here. And I guess you attack here and hope there's a, you know, small chance. It might have been guaranteed actually that I don't know if Kubu could have known that, but from what we knew, I think we knew Koehni had the 2 cards.
Second pirate ship is going to be very sad after this.
Forager was not a good idea. I think just the Bonfire there. But
yeah, I would think you want to get rid of those last 2 coppers.
And then you've got the giant is worth 5 coins, so you can buy a second giant immediately. And then your deck is Necropolis Giant, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that deck can play with a couple Stewards, probably a couple of Crossroads. And then as you add green, the Crossroads get, you know, a little bit better. You're not super worried about your opponent piling out on you. So we start to get to the point here where I almost consider as Kubu as Koehni getting the pirate ship now.
Yeah,
Um,
with especially with Kubu buying another treasure there.
yeah, um, that's what's concerning me is the addition of the treasures. Um, and maybe it's just you buy the pirate ship and you're not doing that much with it, but um, Band of Misfits is just strictly better, obviously, right? I didn't realize silver was in the trash. Silver in the trash means the Forager is worth 2 coins. Um, but but yeah, now Koehni can attack with the Band of Misfits when they want, and then on turns when they don't want, uh, they can play it as a Crossroads or a Steward or something.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem to be what they're doing here, though. I assumed they were just going to play it as a pirate ship. They should be able to get that pirate ship up to 3 pretty quickly.
Yeah, you'd think so with all the treasure still in Kubu's deck.
Yeah, and we can do this count. There are 3 coppers and 2 silvers in Kubu's deck. I don't think there's a stalemate incoming because you can just keep buying giants and then buy duchies.
Yeah, I guess that comment was thinking they were both going to go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it would ever really get to a stalemate.
Well, if the giants trash the giants, somebody ends up with a giant at the end.
Yeah, someone's going to have the advantage.
If your last giant gets trashed, though, you can be in a spot where you have to like buy coppers or something to get out of it. Although the Band of Misfits can be a Steward, it can be a Forager, it can do stuff.
Yeah, and even if they both did spam the pirate ships, then whoever transitions to the giant quicker would be
Yeah,
a better
but
ship.
the second pirate ship I think was a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, especially once they saw Tony trashing all their treasures. Although they've kept this one copper around, which is interesting.
I assume they'll trash it here. They just wanted it to hit some price point last turn.
That's fine, yeah, I suppose.
I would have focused on getting it out of my deck, but not the end of the world here.
Now now these pirate ships for Kubu are just terminal coppers, which is pretty sad.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Like, they could trash them.
Now?
Yeah, then Koehni starts buying spices. So it's weird. If you see your opponent, and then where's their payload coming from? They've got to switch to giants, and their deck is not set up to handle that. So I think maybe, yeah. The analysis I did immediately was pirate ship is so oppressive that you need to switch and do giant stuff, and Kubu didn't realize the giant stuff. I don't like them trashing their silver if Koehni is not actually looks if it doesn't look like Koehni is going to be.
Yeah, they haven't attacked yet with pirate ship.
Yeah, and now they won't because all the treasures are gone. We officially have no treasures in either deck. I think you can forage this Forager with a Band of Misfits. Buy a province.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
I guess the Forager gets powered up by spices or gold if either player tries to buy one and get it through. So I really don't understand why we didn't Forager play the Band of Misfits and trash the Forager, though.
Yeah, you don't need that Forager in your deck anymore.
You don't have anything, and you have the Band of Misfits you could play as a Forager if you really need to.
Yeah. Yeah, if you start taking curses, you can use your band.
Why did we attack there?
Yeah, I don't know what that did. I
Um,
didn't realize that all the treasures were gone.
yeah, so we can play the Giant. I guess we just play both Giants. Buy another Giant. Ouch! I hit a Giant, which is quite painful, I think. I think you just buy another Giant. You could also buy another Band of Misfits, because one Band of Misfits can be a Crossroads and another one could be Stewards, something like that. Or you can trash the Amulet, as they did there, and buy a province, which I guess is not bad either.
That works.
But yeah, this one feels... Kubu, I think, lost the thread a little bit with the pirate ships, and now their deck is just behind, sadly.
Yeah, they got 4 cards, and 2 of them are Necropolis and Curse, so that's tough.
Yeah, they could seal one. Sealing is nice, but yeah, they're...
Now they got 5 cards.
Yeah. I think they were already lost when the second giant got hit. It just speeds up the inevitable.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think certainly when they bought the second pirate ship, that put them pretty far behind. I mean, I guess probably the fact that the first pirate ship only hit 1 coin meant they were going to be behind anyway, but kind of felt like the second pirate ship was where the game got away from them.
Yeah, so these bottom 2 cards for Koehni are Band of Misfits and Province, I guess. So not drawing into that means they can play this Band of Misfits as Crossroads and pretty much guarantee kicking off this turn.
Yeah.
They're also having good luck with the hits. It's like your deck can absorb these provinces very easily. You need to play this Crossroads. Although I guess they did lose their Forager, but they're going to be up 5 provinces to 3. You start to question what value the 5th province has to your deck, right? What value is the 5th province giving my deck?
What do you mean by that?
When you're up 4 provinces to 0, maybe you should just add some more Band of Misfits at that point. Like, add some more giants, because your opponent, you'd have to, the way you lose is your opponent, their giant hits your giant, and then their giant hits your giant again, and all of a sudden you have 0 giants, and you've got you've got all these provinces, so it's hard to,
Yeah.
hard to do stuff, but... And actually, we did...
Your starting blend is Crossroads and 4 provinces. That's, hard to beat that.
We did lose a giant there, but we're far enough ahead that it doesn't matter. We can just buy it back here. And there's not... 6 provinces to 0 is... But yeah, when you're up 4 provinces to 0, it might just be better to buy giants for a while, and then until your opponent gets their first province, and then okay, now I've only got a 3 province lead. I'll switch back to buying provinces. But
sure, that way you make sure that you win the giant split.
And the worst case scenario does, because if your giant is if you like this turn, our giant was on the wrong token, was on the wrong side of the journey token. Is that what it's called? Yeah. The journey token. If they had hit a giant here, it's 2 turns probably until we can buy another province. And the giant pile is empty now, so that also it starts to get like, I guess then you just say, okay, fine, I'll play my Band of Misfits as stewards and buy duchies, and I'm so far ahead that I'm going to hit 50% VP, which is maybe the case. So well played there by Koehni, and they have a 1-0 lead, moving on to game 2.